It was meant to be, I put my life on it. I ain't come this far just to die from it. You ain't on my way, nigga. Get out my way, on the way, I'ma stop till I'm.
Yo, it's my boy Serion, coming out with his new album called Nebula. Not everybody you love applies, okay? Got your girl Tiffany J on the first track. Check him out.
Get out my way, on the way, I'ma stop till I'm.
Say that you want me. Say that you need me now. Say that you want me. Say that you need me now. Coming up this high, thinking about you. Can't wait till next time. Secret knocks on my door. You the John Doe I've been waiting for. What we gon' do? What you got planned? What's in your mind? Down to explore. This John Doe I've been waiting for. Say that you want me. Say that you need me now. Say that you want me. Say that you need me now. It's funny, it's running into you. Remember last time. It's funny, it's running into you. Remember last time. Now I'm here. What you got planned? What's in your mind? Down for whatever. Confident, vibrant, and quirky with an edge, this is 10 Minutes with Tiffany J, featuring the inside scoop on her mind, embodying interests, thoughts, and opinions. Also, the day in the life of an upcoming artist as she juggles the world around her, a 9 to 5, along with a handful of gifts and talents that will blow your mind. All things Tiffany J on her website at www.tjayetaylor. Now, let's get into the show. What's up, everyone? This is Tiffany J. I am here in Jacksonville, Florida, with the Fleet DJ conference that they have every single year. This is 2021, and it is an amazing experience, okay? So we had a mixer where we had a meet and greet where we met up at this crab spot. They had karaoke, they had musical guests, musical artists singing, they had raffles galore. The next night we had different panels of different people speaking. Right now I'm going to feature digital radio or radio digital tracker. This guy, I cannot remember his name, but he's going to be talking with you guys, and you're going to listen in, basically getting like a front row seat to this particular panel. And then I took a break, and then I have another one coming for you in my next segment. But 10 Minutes with Tiffany J, this is going to be a bonus edition. I just want you guys to sit back, and this is more so for my artists or any upcoming DJs that are interested in finding the back end information that is not always like public access information. So this is what this particular podcast episode is for those type of people who want to know this information as far as when it comes to the business of music.
So back to the introduction of who I am. I have a long history, but I'm not going to name drop. I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time talking about who I am, what I've done. For those that don't know who I am, I'm the president and founder of Digital Radio Tracker, a broadcast monitoring company, but I come from a management background. I actually managed recording artists for more than 25 years. I've worked with everybody from Scarface and the Ghetto Boys to Silk. And we remember the multi-platinum R&B group Silk. That was my group. We sold over 10 million records. We worked with hundreds and hundreds of labels from a marketing company. I also founded one of the industry's leading promotion companies called Dominion Global Marketing. We've been marketing records for 30 years. So there's not too many records that you actually listen to, that you bought, that haven't come through a company like mine. I've marketed everybody in the industry from Drake to Cardi B to Little Baby, Da Baby, you name it, we're working records. We work with a lot of new and developing artists. Our company has more than 200 gold and platinum records from all of our affiliate records that we've done. We have over 90 #1 records in Billboard. We probably have accounted for more than about 20 billion streams within all the records that we work. So today, I'm going to be actually opening up and doing something a little different. We're going to be able to ensure everyone's questions answered, Whether you're an artist, whether you're a radio station, whether you're a DJ, whatever it is that you want to find out about, you're going to find out about in the next 30 minutes. Whereas other panels, a lot of times you come, you ask questions, you don't get the answers, you don't really know, you're unsure. And that's what I want to make sure of. So I can cover the aspects from artist management, can cover the aspects from radio promotion, how you get your records on the radio, cover the aspects as a DJ, how to build your brand. I've built 2 multi-million-dollar brands from absolutely nothing. I had no investors, I had nobody's help, I just had my mind. And I just had the willingness. So that's what it starts with. It starts with your willingness to sacrifice. So everybody that's in this room, I commend you for sacrificing. You're sacrificing your time. You could be in the hall, you could be at the mall, you could be getting something to eat right now. That's what it starts. It starts with sacrifice. I'm opening up like this. How many people in this room think they can make a better hamburger than McDonald's? Just about everybody feels you can make a better hamburger than McDonald's. But McDonald's sells the most hamburgers.
Worldwide, Jerry.
Why is that? If you don't have a pen and paper, pull your phone out, you're going to want to write this down. Because when I heard this changed my life. The best known beats the best. I don't care what business you're in. If you're an artist, if you're a label, if you're a DJ, if you own a radio station, PR company, marketing company, the best known beats the best. So even though you might have a better hamburger, everybody knows McDonald's. Think about that. This is what a lot of people don't do. Everybody's focusing on building the brand. We're now in what we call a global music industry. When I was working with a company called Cash Money Records, nobody knew who they were. When I was working with a company called No Limit Records, nobody knew who they were. When I was working with a company called Loop Records, nobody knew who they were. When I was working with a company called Priority Records, nobody knew who they were. The reason why I brought these companies up, well, I'll give you one more. Death Row Records. Nobody knew who they were. We focused on one thing with marketing, making sure they were the best known, making sure everybody knew who they were. It's not always about your product. That's where a lot of artists make mistakes. Everybody's always worried about their record. How many records you hear on the radio you say, man, that's whack as hell. I can rap better than that guy. I can sing better than others. What they focused on was being the best about their business. What people don't understand, there's a slang term that's been going around for years. I've been trying to correct it, but I can't. I'm only one person. It's called music business. Everybody says the music business. Well, there's a small percentage of this. It's not called music business. If you really look it up, what is it called? The business of music. It's not called music business. We just say it's slang. It's called the business of music. It's the business first and the music at the end of the day. That's why a lot of people aren't successful, because they don't focus on the business first. So I hope this is helping somebody. As I keep talking, I'm also going to open up again. Anybody got any questions about anything I'm saying, about anything that you want? Just ask. Great. I'll go ahead and take it. We're going to keep going through it. Question. Ask anything, and I will tell you why after you ask this question.
So, focusing on the product, trying to put people in place, I'm at that point where I'm at the part where I'm here to present. Like you said, I'm sacrificing, I'm over here to book and promote. So that being said, I got 30 videos already made. I started a YouTube channel 2 months ago. I got 5 of my videos up there. One video is at 67,000 views in 5 weeks. So I'm excited about that. And I don't want this momentum to stop. I want to just try to, so as a person in my position where I've got the content, I got content for months, for years, straight up. I got, what do I need to do? Like, how can digital global tracker, like radio tracker, help a person that's prepared?
Great question. Listen to what he just said. He has a lot of content. We all got a lot of content. But it's not how much content you have, it's what you're doing with the content. Just like they say it's a who you know business. It's not a who you know business. It's what you know to do with who you know. Everybody in this room knows somebody, but do you really know what to do with it? Everybody's collecting business cards, everybody's getting this, networking, but do you really know what to say when you call? That's the difference. Magazine, like he's got a lot of video content. Do you know what to do with it? That's why I said it's a great question. These are the things that a lot of people don't know. What do you do with all this content? Just share some of it. I myself, I didn't know. I don't know much about social media. I was a late bloomer to it. Didn't really care much about it. And he said, well, you know what? You want to get your brand out there, you got to do this social media thing. So I don't want to put pictures up on social media. He said, okay, well, you know what? You're not going to build your brand. You cannot be afraid to get your content out there by any means necessary. Don't be afraid to use other people's platforms. This is the answer to your question. You have all these videos. Do you know there's more than just YouTube out here? A lot of people don't know that. There's a lot of video outlets all over the world that will watch your videos, that you can monetize your videos and make money from it. There's an app I was just introduced to called Discover TV. Here's your tip for you. It's called Discover TV. You can make more money posting those videos that you have on Discover TV than you can with any other video outlet. I didn't know that. Discovered ED, Discover TV. It's brand new. Check it out. You post all of those videos up there, you'll start seeing money come to you in the world. And they're now getting started. Don't be afraid to post. Don't be afraid of what's impressions. Everybody always wants to go for the big guns. They want YouTube. Don't be afraid of the little ones. And I'll use an example by that. I just made history. I didn't even know I was doing this. I've been on the cover of 34 magazines in 90 days.
Turn up.
I didn't even have a publicist. I didn't even know what the hell am I doing. I picked up the phone, and it happened one day. And I said, this guy called, he said, hey, we want to do a feature on the digital radio traffic. We love what you're doing, we want to do a write-up. Okay, great, whatever. I didn't even know what that call was going to lead to. I'm so used to thinking I got to hire a publicist, pay all this money, and they're going to do all these wonderful things. Then the idea came to me, you know what? Wait a minute. Let me reach out to a few people that we know that have radio stations, that have magazines, and say, hey, we want to get the word out about this. What do you guys think? You always have to add value to what you're doing. So if you want to achieve anything, add value. So if you want to get magazine writers, call that magazine and find out. What can you do to add value to the magazine? How can you bring more readers to them? How can you help them print some more copies? Same thing with video. All of the different outlets. It's what can you do for them? If you change your approach, you'll be surprised how much you can get. I talked to one, I don't even know a lot of these people. I talked to one gentleman in Miami about his magazine. I didn't even know this. He had 4 magazines. He said, we want to feature you in all 4 of them. This is crazy. Then from there, called another person. They said, oh yeah, we'll do it. You'll be surprised what people will do and who will help you when you just simply ask. Most people, they don't ask. The power of that ask is incredible. I wind up getting probably close to a $50,000 PR campaign that I did for less than about 20 grand. I wasn't afraid to ask. Didn't know, like you, didn't know who was going to help, didn't know what was going to happen. All I know is I was sick and tired of paying these publicists 5 and 10 grand a month and getting nothing but maybe a couple blog mentions and a couple hours. So you have to start where you're at. Don't be afraid. You're not a publicist. I couldn't even imagine being on all these magazine covers. I couldn't even imagine getting all these writers. But it all started because I started asking. I didn't wait, I had a staff. I said, you know what, I'm not going to wait for the next person to do it. I'm going to do it. I started something, well now it's 2.5 years ago before the pandemic. And I didn't even know what I was going to do because I talked about the social media thing for those that don't know about this. And I said, I don't have no content. Nobody wants to see my ass. I said, I don't care. I said, what are we going to post on social media? Those who are not following at digitalradiotracker.com, you will see exactly what I'm about to tell you. It changed my entire life when I came up with this idea. So I'm an entertainment business. everybody knows somebody. There's 1 degree of separation in this business. 1 degree.
Literally.
And I started with an artist named Cheesy. Those might know Young Cheesy. And that was the first artist I started with. And I came up with this idea. I said, you know what? I'm not an artist, but I'm going to go on tour. I came up with this idea and I said, you know what? I know a couple people in the business. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to go and try and see how many people can I take pictures with and talk about my brand. That's when I started. I started with Young Cheesy, and that was March 2018 is when I started this tour. I say that to say, I started with a couple people that I know. Before I knew it, I was in a room sitting down talking to Oprah Winfrey. This is one of the richest women on the planet. What we call when she went $3 billion? Let me stutter and say $1 billion? I actually was in a room with her talking to her about what I'm doing. That changed my life. The advice that she gave me. People will pay thousands of dollars to talk to this woman. And here I was, what do you want to talk about? I had the opportunity to sit down with Michelle Obama, the Clintons, just numerous people. I can go on and on dropping names. I don't know these people. I didn't think when I started this idea that I was going to be before great people. Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, all of these people. I just got a call from John Legend's people. I'm going to go be with him. Next week, I'm going to go get with Usher for his opening in Vegas residency. All of these different people are coming to me. And it was just an idea that I got. I said, I need content for my social media. I don't want to just post pictures on myself. I'm in the music industry. People know these people. You know what? Can I get a video drop? DJ Khaled sent me a video. I'm the only person I got a video drop from DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled doesn't do that. He sent me a video all the way from Jamaica. They were talking about me in Jamaica. And he was there filming videos from his new album. And they told him about me, my company. And he decided to send a video. These things is what can happen when you start to create a movement. That's what a lot of people don't do. In trying to build your brand, you can't be afraid to step out the box and take risks. Do things that everybody wouldn't do. That's the problem with a lot of people. They want the success, but they don't want to do the sacrifice. They don't want to build their brand. They don't want to connect the dots. They don't want to do what it takes to stand out. That was my angle. I wanted to stand out from everybody else. So go on that Instagram page and see some of the people that I met. And I just saw this guy. And you'll see pictures of me with all of these people. You know what I did it for? I didn't do it for me. I did it for everybody else. Because people want to see that stuff. They don't want to see me. I realize that. They want to see these names. So I said, okay. I went and got with some of the biggest country stars. I don't even focus on country music. Everybody from Luke Combs, Luke Bryan, Keith Urban, Carrie Underwood. All of these are people I talk to about my company. I understood something. If I'm going to build a brand, why not build a brand through the artists that are these assets for these labels? I'm talking to Justin Bieber right now. And I'm like, look, wait a minute. If you go back to Def Jam, they're going to listen to you. You're making the millions of dollars. They don't even know them. I'm coming at it with a whole different approach. My strategy is very different. I got with an artist, I'm going to mention name in a minute, maybe some of y'all heard of her. And I said, I believe you are going to be the next mega star. I talked to her. She was 17 years old at the time, on her rise. And I said, you have to have vision. I saw something in her that really they didn't even know. Her name is Billie Eilish. I don't think that's right. She's now one of the biggest pop stars all around the world right now. She's known for the neon hair. You might have seen her. And now she's performing in stadiums and selling out arenas all over the world. And she took the time to sit down with me and read digital radio traffic reports talk about her music, where is it getting played at? Think about what I'm about to tell you and why I share with you that. Because in 5 years from now, for all we know, that's going to be the next Taylor Swift. What do you think I'm going to do from a marketing standpoint? I'm going to post those damn pictures and say, look, Billie Eilish believed in digital radio tracker in the beginning when nobody was paying any attention. And what do you think people are going to do? Come right on here. You have to have vision. You have to think ahead. Don't be afraid to step out of the box. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've done. And I built a multi-million-dollar brand doing it. Same thing with records. Our marketing company is called Dominion Global Marketing. The website is radioairplaypros.com, radioairplayprofessionals.com. We work thousands of records that you hear on the radio. We do terrestrial FM. We have more than 300 radio stations coast to coast that everybody's listening to. That if you want your records played on those stations, you're going to have to call companies like ours and others. That's a lot of control. So what do you think? Major labels, major artists, as well as independent artists, they want to get their music heard. You want to get on XYZ radio station, you got to call. Digital radio, the other side. It started 10 years ago. I had a vision. Now, mind you, 10 years ago, nobody was paying any attention to digital streaming radio. Nobody cared. Like, man, nobody's listening to that stuff. Everything's about commercial FM. But I saw something. I said, wait a minute. Even if it's 100 people listening, that's 100 more listeners that you have listening to your music that you didn't have yesterday. You take that number and you times it by 1,000. You times it by 2,000. Now you're impacting a lot of people. A lot of music is being broken online and people don't even realize it. Now we've got all major labels are now looking at this thing saying, wait a minute, we were asleep. They have now started something called digital transformation department. What the hell is that? People like me made them do it because we made them start looking at this differently. You cannot avoid digital streaming radio. Think about what I'm about to tell you. There's 150 million cars on the road with digital streaming radio. They don't even make cars with CD players. Who bought a car with a CD player? I don't have one.
I still got mine.
It's all about digital streaming radio now.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, everybody told me nobody's paying attention to it. There was something invented called a smart speaker. Maybe some of y'all have it. Amazon Echo, Google Home, all those types of devices. In millions of homes, all with streaming radio. There's all the major airlines putting internet radio in. Now, mind you 10 years ago, none of this was happening. Who would have thought 10, 15 years ago we would consume music from a refrigerator? Right. I don't know if anybody in this room got one. I got one. The refrigerator's like $6,000. But you can listen to it. You can even watch videos of it. I saw it happen before it happened. And you know what I said? I called everybody up in the industry. I said, nobody wants to monitor this? This is what music is going to be played on all this stuff. Who's going to give us the data, the information? Everybody said, no, we don't care. That's not going to happen. I didn't listen. I didn't want to do it. And nobody wanted to do it. So I said, okay. People started looking at me. They said, well, look, why don't you do it? I started digital radio tracking in 2011 because nobody in the music industry wanted to track all of what I just told you. They couldn't see it. I saw it. I'm still seeing it now. There's radio stations in Russia, India, South Africa, and Mexico that nobody in the world is monitoring but us. Those people deserve a voice too. There's millions of people that are listening to music, buying and supporting a lot of you guys' music. But for years, nobody paid any attention. And I said, okay, well, y'all don't want to do it, we'll do it. I called everybody, Nielsen, Media Bay, all monitoring companies, they all know me. They said, no, you can have it, we don't want that. Now, they're sending us business. They're saying, hey, wait a minute, y'all need to relook at this digital radio tracker thing here. Now, even Nielsen started kind of like, hey, we need to monitor some of these internet radio stations. They're getting a lot of listeners. We have some stations that got 15,000, 20,000 listeners a week. It's a lot of people in numbers. Now, mind you, the reason why I'm even bringing that up is not to promote digital tracking. It's for those that are in this room that want to get your music broke, that want to get your music heard, that want to build your brands. Why not look at the future, the present, the now? That's what what Oprah Winfrey told me. She said, you need to learn to walk in your now. Everybody else is yesterday. It's about your now. Get it. It's all about you. And she took a picture with me and she pointed at the camera to let everybody know, you need to watch this guy. Man, I can't pay $1 million for that. But I got it for free. If you go on Digital Radio Tracker Instagram page, you'll see a picture of me and what I just told you. Unbelievable. So that's what I came here to share with you guys today, and some tips and some pointers from my real life and what I'm doing. It's focused on not so much changing the game. Focus on being innovative in what you do. Focus on building your brand. Focus on that next level. Focus on filling that void. Focus on being able to give something to the industry that didn't have. Whether you're a DJ, whether you're an artist, whether you're a brand, you better be bringing something to the table that's a step up from the next guy. It's very, very tough. Very, very tough. You don't have the money, I know. Nobody might ask you, but I'm going to say it. It's hard to build a brand when you ain't got no money. But what I did was I used everybody around me. And I'm going to use that word, used. There's nothing wrong with using people, just don't misuse anyone.
Yes.
So you need to really think about that. If you got 1 or 2 people around you, find out where their strengths are. How can you utilize them to build your brand? To be able to offer something. To be able to stand out from the rest. This is what the difference is between one artist and another. How are you going to break out? What's going to make you successful? What's going to make you stand out? That's what the industry is looking for. They're not looking for somebody with 50 million views you done paid somebody to run the numbers down. What they're looking for is the future. What they're looking for is the next Justin Bieber, the next Billie Eilish, the next Cardi B. That's what they're looking for. So if you think you're the next one, then you need to answer that question. What makes you be the next? Questions?
Yeah, I'm Peter Weishbaum, head of Party Station. We were iSpad Radio for all independent artists out there. We are in 4 Miles, Florida, Tampa, Florida area, so y'all in the region, y'all make sure y'all contact us. We team players. But my question to you is, you say you was you were able to digitize 300 different radio stations at one time through your business. Being that we do the digital format that you're doing, can you enlighten me on how to incorporate those how you maintain those 300?
Okay, I'll break it down to you. No, what I was referring to was the promotion side. We have 300 terrestrial FM stations. We monitor more than 5,000 digital streaming stations. And I'll explain it for those that want to know real quick. There's 2 streams to a radio station. There's what they call the simulcast, the audio stream. That's what everybody hears. And there's also the digital stream, or what's called an API. That's if you have a late model car and you see, like when the song is played, what artist is being played, you see that on your dashboard, that's called an API stream. Okay, that's what DRT monitors. We monitor radio stations' API stream. So if you get your station set up, you want to make sure that it's legitimately set up the right way and that your API is streaming so it can be monitored. And I'll break it down real quick. Why do you want to be on a monitor? The reason why you want a monitor station versus a non-monitor is because you want to be able to monetize it. What I mean by that is, when you're monitored, you're part of a broadcasting community that makes you attractive for what promotion. And I'll say it publicly. Everybody's heard the term payola. But let me tell you something that you haven't heard, is that digital streaming radio is not regulated. How can something be regulated? So it's not illegal to take money to play music on digital streaming radio. It is on terrestrial FM. So think about it. If you're streaming music globally, from China to Japan to Australia to America, how can one country tell you you can't take money? They can't. It's impossible. That's why I love it. Because digital streaming radio is not regulated. It's like cryptocurrency, for those that know about that. It's not regulated yet. I'll say it like that. So while it's not, make your money. So you can actually monetize your station. So DJs that are here that don't have an online station, you better get one. Build your brand as fast as possible. Get with DRT, become a monitoring station. The other thing you want to do with that is you're now able to monetize it because now you have an audience that can be verified. Why you want to be monitored is because you're being think of it like a third party being able to validate. Nobody believes you when you email and say we got 10,000 listeners. But if Nielsen verifies it and say you got 10,000 listeners, everybody wants to give you a check. So now your sponsors and people that want to endorse your station, promotional campaigns, all of these things become acceptable because you're a monitor station. Now there's two types of monitor stations. There's stations that are monitored and there's what's called chart reporting stations. So what you play can be a part of a sheet, okay? But also what you play can be a part of impacting the charts. That's a chart reporting station. That's a little different. Costs a little bit more. It's different. So I think that's your question. Your question?
Thank you. My name is Lisa. I'm with the Ohio chapter. I'm an assistant state manager. And my question is, especially with the question that was asked earlier about content. For artists who have content or who have anything to do with us in the radio, right? What percentage of the successful projects that you worked on includes like planning and planning out the whole project? So planning, leading, operating, monitoring to actually get that full impact for their promotion. So if they want to go to FM or they want to go to digital and they have a budget of like $10,000, what would you suggest for artists to plan out what that $10,000 looks like over the course of 60 days or what have you before they spend the money to actually get their song on radio? Because what I noticed is a lot of artists will spend money and they don't plan out the whole project and they don't get a benefit.
That's why they're not successful. It's a great question. And I'll be honest about it, and I'll be upfront about it. My partner, Wendy Day, she's a part of our team, and those that may know who that is. Wendy Day says it the best. Now she puts it out there publicly. You need $1 million. She doesn't say that to discourage you, but let's be real about it for a second. $10,000, $5,000, $500. What is the number? What is the price you put on success? What is the price that it really takes? Just think about what I'm about to tell you. I get calls all the time. I want to get my record on in Atlanta. I want to get my record on in New York. And you know what I tell them? I say, think about it. If it was $500, the line would be around the building, man. Everybody wants to get played on those stations. So think about it. It's not $500. So why are you coming and thinking about that? So you have to understand something. If you could become a superstar like Drake and all it took was $500, everybody would do it, right? So let's just be real about it. 10,000 is not enough money. But can you be successful? Sure. Can you make something happen? Sure. That's what you have to think about. You have to reverse dissect it. Don't dream. I'll be honest with you. I tell you, I gave up on dreaming a long time ago. I live in reality. It's the now. It's like Oprah told me. Learn to live in the now. Quit trying to dream about tomorrow. You know, we have this thing in the music industry, take it to the grave. You have a lot of guys out here, they still trying to work the same damn record from 15 years ago. Take it to the grave. Why? So to answer your question, what would I do if I had a $10 budget, even if I didn't even have a $10 budget? You know what I would do? I would focus on first building as many what they call freemium stuff as possible. Get your product out there virally, organically. Remember I talked about earlier about using people. Don't misuse anybody. Build your network to build your net worth. We all heard that before. That's what it's about. So let other people repost your stuff. Go the free stuff route as much as possible. Post your stuff as many places as possible. What I like about what this gentleman here said earlier, he's not scared to email every single DJ individually. You may have to do that. But there's a lot of organizations that New Music Server is one of them. NewMusicServer.com. Just gave you that one for free. RadioAirPlayPros.com. There's a lot of companies that service, and let me tell you why. Sometimes you want to hire other people. I'm going to say it to you like this. How many times you get a letter in the mail and you don't know who it's from? What do? You call that junk mail. You just throw it away. But what do you do if you get a letter from your cousin, a relative, a friend? You don't open it up. It's that simple. So why am I going to send an email to this DJ who may not know me? He ain't going to read it. He's going to delete it. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find out who he knows. So maybe he's friends with this guy right here, this DJ. And I'm going to say, look, man, can you send me in here my record? I guarantee you he's going to listen to it because you sent it. It's called understanding who the messenger is. When you start understanding, I call it quit trying to be the man next to the man. So I love coming to events like this because I don't know every one of these DJs. But you know one thing I can say? Every one of these DJs has played one of my records. That's the difference. Just like this gentleman said earlier, he's trying to get to every DJ in here. You just can't. You can try, but you can't. But if you get to the right people, you can get to every DJ in here. So that's why I say sometimes it's not about being the man. It's being humbled to be the man next to the man, and next to the man, and next to the man. And you're able to put all that together, and that's how you win. All right, take one last question because our time is going to be up, but I hope you're getting something out of this.
It's good stuff, y'all.
I was going to say, keep up the great work, and what he says is 100% true. I'm DJing on Bigo Live. A lot of people don't know what Bigo Live is. There's a lot of DJs, a lot of artists out there on opportunity, and they're from Singapore. What he says is 100% true about digital radio. A lot of people don't understand that, but pay attention to what this man says. Learn the knowledge, learn the wisdom in everything that you do. Because you never know what's going to take you to the highest level. Right now, I'm on Bigo Live. I've been on live houses. I met with Ray J's father. When I met with this man taught me everything that I learned to understand music and with art. To that, okay?
Really
So keep up the great work, all right?
Yes.
He said one more question. Okay, y'all, you better get it in now because you don't want to call afterwards. I always try to say that at the end because the consultation fees is at another level. What you got? Come on. All right, you can ask questions anytime.
If you had to do it all over again, looking to build a legacy for your family, how would you do it?
That's an excellent question. And this is the best answer I can give you. I wouldn't change a thing. Because my mind has been blown, you guys. I'm telling you, I couldn't even imagine the stuff that has happened in my life in a short period of time. The greatness I've been around, the people that have stepped in and say, hey, look, I'm going to help you. My attorney is Ricky Anderson. I'll use him as an example. Ricky Anderson is one of the top entertainment attorneys in the music industry. He has everybody from Steve Harvey, all kinds of people, Rhonda Adams. And he came to me and said, I want to help you. That's what will happen. I didn't have any money. I was broken and broke. Couldn't afford to come to none of these events. But what I did was I kept putting in the work. I kept sacrificing. I kept working hard. And people started noticing and saying, you know what, I want to help you. I want to get down with you. I want to be a part of what you're doing. That's what I mean by that moving train. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. Is make sure whatever you guys are looking at doing, that you get the train moving. That's what it's about. Because if I would have listened to all the naysayers that said, nobody's listening to internet radio, nobody's going to pay that any attention, I would have lost that on over $1 million. I made over $1 million from internet radio. Something that nobody thought that anybody, even to this day, there's people that say, nobody's listening to that. Because I understood something, and I'll leave you with this. Some things, it's not always about what other people say. And sometimes we let people come in and they tell us this and tell us that, and it actually discourages us from our real blessing. So sometimes you have to be willing to separate that noise and be able to say, hey, look, you know what, I hear where you're coming from, and that's how I decided to do it in building my legacy, was I quit listening to other people. And I said, I'm going to do me. I'm going to get out here, and I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do me, and I'm going to do me, and watch what happens. And that's where my personal success came from. I've got one of the industry's leading marketing companies now. I didn't plan on that. We work more than 1,500 records a year. This week I'm working more than 200 records that are going on radio. I couldn't even imagine that. It's to the point now where we turn records away because we got so much work. I tell people all the time, I can't even get your record on. There's no slots. The radio station only plays but so much per day. So these are things to keep in mind. I hope you guys have been blessed from this, and I'm here. I'll be around until tomorrow morning. If anybody have any additional questions or anything, just let me know.
Appreciate it. I hope y'all soak that information in. Real quick, we about
That was another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. Now you can get more episodes on my website at tjayetaylor.com. But don't stop there. Hop on over to the music tab and check out your favorite Tiffany J records, starting with my latest single, Work For It, which is on all digital platforms, and also with a bomb video showcased on YouTube featuring the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, y'all, this is for the few people that I rock with, and if you want to connect with any of them for their expertise and their craft, hit me up so that I can link you. First, I want to shout out my indie label 646 Entertainment Group. It's a one-stop shop for the ultimate music experience, artist development, engineering, road management, business awareness on how to properly release your songs, get royalties, and more. Next, I want to shout out No Gossip, Just Talk with Tanisha and Mitra, who inspired me to step outside of my comfort zone and start this podcast. I pop up every now and then with a topic, and we have a blast with Girl Talk 101. Special attention needs to be drawn to my boy, Sarian, for answering my prayers and becoming a part of my journey musically and beyond. More to come as life unfolds. I'll save some for later. Now, my jewel, no pun intended, is my accountability partner, who has like the exact same mind as me. When we link, things happen in the atmosphere. I am so glad we crossed paths. Angel, my love, you are an inspiration. Dance fitness is a lifestyle, and you do it with such ease. If anyone wants to be fit, curvy, wavy, let me know. We can get our dance craze on with Angel. She's also one of the guests of No Gossip, Just Talk, so make sure you check her out there. Last but not least for now, the Purple Charlotte Steppers Club, which embodies an entire dance community of some of the best people I've met on the planet. You'll see me live there Thursday at 6:30 on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram with the Purple Thursday Experience. Now, if you listening to this need ad space and want to join the platform, DM me and we'll discuss membership so that we can get your business out there. Reserve your spot is next with Purple Charlotte Steppers Club. You all take care.
What's up, Dance World? This your boy Herschel KG. This beautiful lady is.
I'm Tiffany J.
If you missed out last week, you do not want to miss out this week because last week was lit.
Amazing. So, if you want to be in the building, make sure you go to purplecharlotte.com. Reserve your spot.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you can't make it, it's all right because you can go to Purple Charlotte Steppers Club on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And do what?
Join us live.
6:30 on Thursdays. We'll see you there, okay? We your hosts, Tiffany J.
Herschel KG. Deuces.
We'll see you there.